Hey everybody, welcome to Lollipop Cake Supply's YouTube channel. Today we are going to be making some macarons using our cake cream and our very exciting Master Elites. Now, if you haven't heard of Master Elites before, these are really cool to use. They're a powdered food color, so they're not going to break down your meringue and then give you nice, vibrant colors. Alright, so the first step to making our cake cream macarons is we've got to whip up the meringue. So I'm going to put my bowl on the scale and we're going to weigh up exactly what we need. Baking's always better to do in grams because that way you get a consistent, even result every single time. I'm actually going to use a spoon so it doesn't puff up everywhere in my face. So I'm starting with 125 grams of cake cream powder. I'm using our Whisper White so that it doesn't have any colors added to it already. So when we add that Master Elite color, you're going to see exactly how vibrant and how amazing they are. So now that I've got my 125 grams of cake cream powder, I'm going to add 45 mils of boiling water. Okay. Now, so the colours I've chosen to use today, we have our red rose and our emerald. Now, these colours are water activated. So they're not going to show you the true colours that they are until they touch a liquid. I've got a tiny spatula here because we only need a very, very small amount. Okay. Now we mix that up into a lovely meringue. Starting on low speed first to combine our ingredients. And then we can increase it as we need to get it to start mixing into a meringue. All right, now that our meringue has stopped mixing, we're gonna fold through our almond meal. All that meringue out of your whisk. We don't want to waste any at all. You can see that nice, bright, vibrant red color that I have in that meringue. That's going to make some fantastic Christmas colors. All right, I'm going to pop that to the side for now while I sift my almond meal. Now, it's taken a bit of trial and error to find the one I like, but whatever almond meal you do use, make sure it's something that is nice and fine. You don't want it to be too chunky because that just means you're going to waste more. So, I need 100 grams for this mixture, so I'm going to sift through and make sure 100 grams is landing in this glass bowl because that's what we're going to use. Okay, next step, folding the almond meal into the meringue. Okay, so now that we have finished macaronaging, I'll show you what we're looking for. What I want to see when I know my macaron batter is the perfect consistency is, as they talk about the ribbon stage, it should fall off your spatula and look like a ribbon. My best tip for this is what you want to be looking at is not what's falling off your spatula, but actually where it's hitting your macaron mix in the bowl. So what I will do is I'll drizzle my ribbon and I'll watch the spot where it's fallen. Excellent. So you can barely see where that has, where that little bit of macaron mix fell. That means when you pipe it and let it rest, you're not gonna get any lumps, any bumps. They're gonna be nice and smooth. Alrighty. In saying that, let's get piping. Now, I have here my piping bag fitted with the number 12 piping tip. I like to keep my piping tip small. I have better control that way. And with a small tip, you can pipe small macarons, you can pipe big ones. It's completely up to you. So I have a tray here lined with a bacon line mat. So these are a woven fiberglass mat. They are thin, they're not thick like a silicone mat, they're not thin like baking paper, so you're not going to over or undercook your macarons with these mats. And you can see through that piping bag how beautiful and rich that red color is. All right, now I do have a little template under here because I can make sure that all my macarons are going to be a nice, even and consistent size. So, starting from the center, about 1 centimeter away, and piping until you're happy with the size. So I give it a little swirl at the end just to make sure that it doesn't have any pointy tops. Don't worry if it doesn't reach the outer sides of your template circle, because as it rests, it's going to spread a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. Try to make sure you're keeping that piping bag nice and straight too. When you angle it, that's when you start to get wonky sides. All right, now I'm going to slide that over so that I can fit some more on my tray. So, my macarons are all piped. You can see here the one I piped first is completely smooth. There's no lumps, there's no bumps. It's nice and round. The ones I've just piped still have a few ridges on them. All we need to do with these now is to pop them aside and let them rest for approximately 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the air temperature, to let them form the skin. So, what we are looking for is you should be able to touch those macarons and have no batter come off on your finger. That's when you know they're ready to bake. While they rest, we're going to do the same thing with our green color. Okay, alrighty, now there we have our completed cake cream macaron shells. We are ready for those to be filled.
Okay, now yours.
It's supposed to be my bloopers, not your bloopers. Through our almond meal. I don't want to put this on the bench. Now, while they... Try that again. There.